Where do you want me to start? So I beat him at a game of pool. My friends recruited me because they couldn't get him off the table. And at Southeastern College, to get the table, you have to be the person who's been winning on it.
We first met, you're gonna hear her side of the story. Now you're gonna hear the truth.
So my friend said, Rox, we can't get this guy off the table. Come play him.
So we were playing, I was beating up on all her friends in the game room, shooting pool, doing what I do. And then in comes Roxy and sits down, and I guess the recruiter to try to take me off the table.
So I play, I was like, hi, my name's Roxy, nice to meet you. He's like, hey, I'm Leo.
So I started playing. I took lightly of her game because I didn't think she could play, and she started making shots, and
then I proceeded to beat him in a very embarrassing manner.
I let her shoot. She got it in. She beat me. Whatever. All her friends were clapping, and then that's how we first met. That was the first time.
I love his sense of humor. He's very sarcastic. We can joke around about anything. I love that he seems to really be set in his opinions. Like, he's firm about whatever opinion he has. He's very firm about it. But there's still some wiggle room to, like, oh, okay, he's still kind of open to it.
My first impressions of Roxy were she was just classy. She held herself in a different manner than most people. And then her laugh was crazy funny to me. Every time I heard it, you can hear it. You can hear it across the room, and you knew it was her. And that's what I liked when I first heard. I heard her laugh, and I was like, oh, let me go talk to this girl.
All right, so on our first date, Leo, we get into Leo's car. He was driving a Mustang at the time, and I was like, dang, it was like fancy.
Our first date, I took her to go eat sushi because she said she had never eaten sushi. And I always ate sushi with my friends after class. She wanted to go, so I took her to a sushi spot that I would go to in Chula Vista.
And so I was like, like, I always see you and your friends going out to eat sushi. Take me to your spot. Like, show me about this sushi stuff that you guys are so obsessed about. So he's like, okay. So we drove down to 3rd in downtown Chula Vista. And we go to this place, California Sushi. We sit down, and he orders, I don't know, some rolls, right? And it's like, okay, how do I eat this, right? So he's looking at me, and he realizes that I don't know how to use chopsticks. So I was like, should I just ask for a fork? And he was like, you can if you want to. You're gonna look really weird, like being the only person here eating sushi with a fork. So I was like, well, can you teach me? He's like, yeah, I'll teach you. So he starts teaching me how to use them and everything, and it was like, it's a really like fun, not awkward time. Like, I didn't feel like eating a salad instead, like it was good.
We got there, she sat down, everything was in a different language for her, so she had no idea what to order. So I ordered some things. She stood there waiting for a fork and told her pretty much to use chopsticks, but she didn't know how to use them, so it was kind of good for me to teach her how to use them. So we did that. At the same time we had our first date, there was a farmer's market, so the stars were aligned. So we walked out of the sushi shop, went to farmer's market, walked around there, got her some flowers, and then we proceeded to a park across the street.
So we ate, then we went outside. There was a farmer's market that day, and I remember there's one of the first shops you see is for flowers. So he's like, pick any flowers you want. And I got a bouquet from there. And then across the street there's a park. So we went to the park, and we sit down, and we're just talking smack about, I don't know, people we're seeing on the street and whatever, right? We're people watching.
And we sat down, we talked for an hour or two, and then
so it's kind of getting like cozier and cozier, and hey, we're getting really close to each other. And so like Leo's kind of leaning in like for the kiss, and
I made a move to give her a kiss, and she kind of pulled back, and told me that.
You know you have to ask me, right? And he was like, ask you what? I was like, to be your girlfriend. And he smiled, and he was like, oh.
So I asked her out.
Do you want to be my girlfriend? I was like, yes. And then we kissed. So to me, that's always something that I always look back and I think, I mean, obviously we've been talking for months before that, but we never kissed or held hands or anything. So I always think back like, dang, like he was my boyfriend before we even had like a kiss, and then, you know, like let's solidify things, or no. I was his girlfriend. Boom. That's how I roll.
You ready, B? Let's go get 'em. Look for me, young B, cruising down the west side highway, doing what we like to do. Eyes behind shades, this necklace the reason all of my days been blind days, but today.
The way that I grew up, I never wanted to get married, like ever. I was good. I always wanted to find a life partner, but it was never a dream of mine to get married. I never had a plan in my head. So Leon and I live together now, and that was always really important to me before I got married. And sometimes I wake up and he's sleeping, and in a very non-creepy way, I watch him sleep. And it is the coolest thing in the world to turn around and to see someone who's saying, like, I love you no matter what. And you know, he's this own person with his own memories and his own experiences, and he looks at me like he can't be without me. And to turn around in the mornings and to see him sleeping and resting, and to acknowledge that he's so at peace with me, that's what I'm excited about. Like, that's what being married means to me now. You know, like, where before I had no idea and no appreciation for it, I guess, he showed me how beautiful this can be.
I think she deserves someone like herself. I think she's very thoughtful, caring. She has a lot of love, and that's kind of like I want to give her back too. And getting married with her, it's kind of the final step for me in the relationship, to get married. And I think I want to share that with her. I think she'll enjoy it, and she has been enjoying this whole honeymoon, this whole engagement phase that we're going in. She's excited, and I've never seen her. And she's told me that she was never interested in getting married, and right now it's like night and day.
I think when I've thought about the partner I was gonna have, I always wanted somebody who had ambitions, who had goals. So Leo and I talk often about our goals and some of the things he wants to do. All of a sudden, I have like baby fever, like, oh, I want camachitos, you know, like, what the hell? Like, so I don't know, like, I'm looking forward to having our own little tribe, like having our own little family. Like, I'm excited about that.
And she's all gung-ho about it now, so kind of want her to share the excitement that I have of marriage. I don't know, showed her that the same way she loves someone can love her back in that same way. That's how I showed that, you know, marriage would be a final step in this relationship. That's it.
It's me and my girlfriend. Down the ride to the